Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's Towey here, back again with another recap of our latest Scrim versus Envy. In this series, we ended up winning the overall map count 9-4, only dropping a few close games, including the first game of the series while warming up. I chose to go over this game in particular because as a team, we made exceptionally good rotations throughout the game, and it's important to pay attention to the type of communication that our team has when directing each other for power weapons or positioning on capturing each stronghold. As always, I'll be pausing the game a few times to point out things, so make sure to rewind and listen to the communication again if you miss anything.
Without having tested them personally.
Good one. Roll for rockets. He's in blue rockets. Here you go, I'm storing. Here's rockets. Rockets somewhere. I'm outside blue.
Now, I've talked about this a lot on stream too, but for you guys that have not checked out my streams before, this is the most probably communication heavy game type, and that has to do with how much is going on all at once. This map just is really busy. It has rockets, camo, OS, and it has strongholds rotating around, and the whole point, there's not really a setup dominant strategy for this game type. You want to try to control tower most of all, but it's really just, you know, situational on where you are on the map at any given time and where the enemy is on the map at any given time. And it's all about making the correct rotations with your teammates and having really good communication. So when I say it's busy, I just mean there's just a lot to think about and a lot to communicate. So this game type specifically is so communication heavy, so much more so than a lot of other game types.
Here we see a player on Envy make the mistake of trying to solo cap a stronghold. Now, I've talked about this a lot on stream, but for those of you who have not seen my analysis streams before, it's important to remember to avoid solo capping strongholds at all costs. Because Suspector was able to push and get the kill on that player that was out of place in Blue Bend while Lunchbox had control of Tower and was directing Roy and Snipe down to focus on Red Nest, we immediately gained full map control off of this. We don't get the triple cap here, but applying pressure to the other team while we do have full map control is always ideal, and we are still accumulating time because of it.
Outside. Watch outside red, guys. Watch blue. Watch blue attic spawn. Watch blue spawn. One's in that catwalk. One's in cat, guys. I'm inside blue, guys.
Does a really good job to bail on that from Aiden.
One there. I killed one. Another one. Watch blue. They're gonna be in blue.
I'm hiding in tower.
Be in blue.
Here we see Suspector correctly anticipate spawns in Blue Attic as he hears his team collapsing on Red Nest. Instead of challenging and trying to fight a guy inside Blue while that guy has help from Blue Attic, he backs off, focusing on helping his teammate who is Catwalk, and finishes a kill on a guy while also getting an assist on another. This type of listening and focus on team shooting from Suspector is exceptional and a huge difference between professional and amateur players.
I've also said this a lot too, but it's really important to just know when you need to give up strongholds to hold map control, especially if you're going to lose one for a small amount of time to give them some time, but you're going to hold on to map control or get power weapons. It's okay to give up time in a stronghold if it means that you're ensuring power weapons and map control. So we knew we weren't going to be able to contest Blue Bend there. It's a really smart play just to give up the trip cap, hold on to 2, and then refocus on what we need to do next as a team.
Nice job, Eric. Mid-bridge down to you. He's gonna chase you. Step out.
Yeah, Suspect definitely has his mic too close right now, unfortunately. I texted him and told him to move it away.
Tower. I died. There's behind 2 of them.
Red bridge, guys. Kill us.
In red nest.
Last guy. Okay, get rockets. I'm going for rockets. I'm already here. You got it. It's fine.
Watching outside, guys. I'm watching outside.
How does my Even though Suspector died on his last respawn Red Nest, we were able to collapse on and kill the 2 guys that were shooting him because he held their attention for so long. It's important to pay attention to the communication here as we direct each other on who needs to be going where and who is watching what, starting with Suspector calling out that he is watching outside right off of his respawn.
Thanks, sound guys. Can you guys hear me alright? It's really hard for me to tell. If you can hear me okay over the game volume, or if the stream volume is too loud or not loud enough, you know.
I'm getting blue, Eric.
I'm dead. They're in catwalk beat.
Need a cat.
I got him. No, it's here.
Need him.
Retake it.
This is a perfect example of the type of rotation that you should always try to take advantage of on this game type. Clearly the other team had overextended to take Catwalk and Tower control, which allowed Suspector off spawn to take Blue Bend for free.
Blue.
Good.
I did.
The reason they're doing this, you see that we got 2 kills right as Aiden was about to cap Blue Bend there. He immediately pushes the blue to block that Blue Attic spawn. there's 3 incredibly heavily influenced spawns on this map, and that would be blue attic, red attic, and outside. And when you have a triple cap especially, it's almost always going to be in one of the attics. And Eric was telling him to go to blue there, but he knew instinctively already that you need to block that blue spawn just to make sure that they don't get blue, because that would totally screw up any type of control that we would have at tower if they're all spawning blue attic.
I traded one to the nest, guys.
Oh, my mic's good? Sweet. No, just making sure. It's really important that we focus on rockets here.
Right there. I'll kill him.
This is a tough scenario though. I think it's important right now to try to push through red. Aiden should try to push through red and flank back into red nest because we already have numbers.
I'm red attic.
And he was able to catch one off guard, which is a really good play. He had the same thought process that I did.
I am. Over here, guys. Throw me tower, guys.
How do they have rockets if there's 3 of us out there? That's confusing. Still, I mean, at least we got OS. We're focused on the right things, so...
This was a tough situation because with 10 seconds left until rockets were coming up, the other team gained map control off of 2 strongholds with tower. Rockets and OS were up soon, and they ended up pushing on our spawns outside to get rockets, but because Aiden was able to flank through red, he finished to kill red attic and distracted the last 2 guys left controlling their setup long enough for Snipedown to get OS uncontested. Snipedown was able to go back outside and challenge the rocket guy who was looking for him. Fresh off of a brand new OS, Snipedown won that battle, and then we took Blue Bend off of our spawns, giving us map control as Suspector and Lunchbox both spawn up at blue, and we collapsed on the other team as they spawned up by their remaining teammates at tower. It might be kind of hard to follow everything that just happened, so make sure to rewind for the last 30 to 45 seconds if you need to follow through that sequence of events again.
Still important. This is really good teamwork. Also a good job to be super aware of spawns right there. You want to know what's being watched, you know, what's not being watched, where they're going to be, what's being influenced, and they end up getting these outside spawns right now. It's a lot easier to take Blue Bend than it is to take Red Nest when you're spawning outside, so they are making the right play going for blue here. It's almost impossible to take that Red Nest stronghold when the other team has tower control, which we definitely had.
Because we communicated so well to gain map control when OS and rockets were coming up earlier, we collapsed on their tower spawns, took the catwalk stronghold, and then applied pressure to their spawns continuously for the rest of the game. It's also important to note the small talk here where Suspector left tower to apply pressure outside, but made sure that one of his teammates stayed at tower to ensure we were blocking spawns there and were keeping map control. This game was definitely had some of our best teamwork of the night, but make sure to check my channel rebroadcast on Twitch if you want to watch any of our other games from this series.
So, we wisely gave that up to opt to go for the kills and then collapse back on Blue Bend, which is what we're doing now. This is exactly how you want to be holding a trip cap. It's not smart to try to overextend and stop them from getting this Blue Bend stronghold when there's 3 guys there, but instead just go for the kills and then try to take it again after you get the right slays, which is what we were doing. We ended up getting the trip cap again there at the end.
That's going to do it for me today, guys. I hope you liked the video and learned how to play the Eden Strongholds game type a bit better. Make sure to drop a like and comment below to let me know what you think or what game types you'd like to see me go over in the future. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel for videos every day on Halo 5 and Team EG.